We are live here, and we are live here. We're live here. Good evening. It's Grandpa David, and it's been a while. A lot of things happening in my life right now. Uh, Personally, the most important thing that has happened in the last week or so, I visited my two grandsons and their parents in Columbus, Ohio over the weekend. And obviously, it was a great time. And also, too, well, it's personal, but it's of a business nature. Uh, I went literally public last evening and on what is happening in business right now, and I want to share that experience with you. But before we get to that, I was doing some rearranging and cleaning and what have you, and opening boxes today, and I found I don't know how I got this thing. I never bought it. Somebody must have sent it to me, but it's called AM plus PM, a guided journal. And uh, I apparently I got this I started entering in this journal in April because on April 22nd I said it was Earth Day. But I haven't done it for a long time. But as I looked at it, it was kind of interesting because there's a morning thought and there's an evening reflection. I like that idea. What are you going to do with your day today? And the evening reflection would be, did you accomplish those things that you wanted to accomplish? And each page, each morning starts out with a quotation from Buddha. Each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. So in the morning, you enter, today will be a great day because, actually, I've written over that one. Let me go to a paper I haven't written. Today will be a great day because three tasks you would like to accomplish today, three long term goals you are working toward, three things you can do to help others today, additional thoughts. Interesting enough, and I didn't really realize this is the first time I'm giving some serious thought, is this is what any individual ought to do, but especially those with an entrepreneurial mindset and have uh, a business and are doing things, to put in writing and to commit to something is extremely important because in the evening, then, when you reflect, the best part of today was which task did you accomplish? How did you work towards your long term goals? How did you help others today? And additional reflections. Oh, the Dalai Lama has the evening reflection. Sleep is the best meditation. Actually, is the Buddha and Dalai Lama quotations are on every page every day. I heartily recommend this exercise. Uh, if only if you're goal oriented, if things need to get done, uh, more power to you. If it's just a totally leisure day and you don't have anything to do, that absolutely has not been the case of last 10 days for me. Uh, as I am putting all the web landing pages together that will be part of the business project that we've launched. Uh, I um, know that part of what I want to do, part of the it's a lot of things in it, and I'll explain to you in a moment here what that's all about. But um, I want to create very, very themed videos. And so I've just been making a list and taking notes. And this is how I will decide how we move forward on various videos. The first and foremost, I'm going to probably do uh, phase one of it this weekend. The title of it is Grandpa David, What's an Entrepreneur? And my oldest grandchild, Eloise, age 8, actually asked me that question. We were video chatting. We've been video chatting her entire life. And she's watched all the things that are behind me as we video chat. And all of a sudden, one evening, she said, Grandpa David was an entrepreneur. And I, needless to say, uh, got the biggest smile on my face. So I decided that I wanted to create um, a a video special with that title. I'm going to do it in two parts. So the first part, and I guess it's kind of the dress rehearsal, is going to be a video I create just for my family, my sons and my daughter-in-laws and my 5 grandchildren, because interspersed with all the stories that I plan to tell, I will create some personal experiences, some personal reflections of things that have happened in our lives. And first and foremost, Eloise giving me the title to this film video. Then there is another, well, in terms of reflections, I guess got into this reflection thing. I want to create a channel, a page, uh, multi videos on that page under the theme of Entre Solopreneur Reflections. Entre Solopreneur Reflections. And in effect, I've created a new word, entre solopreneur. Uh, we've heard the word entrepreneur forever. I've heard it for the better part of 72 years. However, the one thing that it really people started talking about and putting a label to, and it's only been 10 years or a little more, maybe 15 years, they started to use the word solopreneur, an individual with an entrepreneurial mindset and goes about whatever the task might be that they're going to be doing, the solution they're going to be solving, bringing to creating a solution, the value that they are going to be creating. They're going to basically do it without a large organization. They're going to do it themselves, and when they need assistance to make something happen, they can't just do it themselves. That's what a solopreneur is. And as I thought about it, I have been doing the solopreneur thing for 50 years. I create a project with a specific marketing and sales objective, and we build a project and create a happening. And then when we achieve our goals and objectives, most of the time, virtually all the time in my life, I've moved on to another project, and I've been very blessed. I've been able to take this approach. But once again, in my 50 years of experiences, if I have not been able to do whatever task needed to be done, I would certainly hire that individual for the task to complete the task for me. There's only 1 year in my life, well, 2 years, 1978, 1979. I published a magazine in Stark County, Ohio, Campton, Ohio, and we had a staff of 15 folks in addition to myself. That it took 15 folks to create that wonderful product that we created every month. And I'm not going to go into the whole story right now. You've heard it before. I made a bad decision. The 11th month of that publication was profitable, unheard of in the world of publishing. Small businesses in general don't see a profit that early in their existence. But I made a personal decision. Now that I think about it, a personal decision that was horrible, 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 and the business objected, and the magazine ceased publication. It was a terrible thing that I did. However, it is what it is. It happened. It happened 21. It happened 42 years ago, and we have moved on. But we're back into the publishing thing. Obviously, we do. We create a lot of videos, but I am going to create three. Well, all the pages exist. I'm just going to should be changing the themes of the page. Uh, One is Dreaming with Entrepreneurs.tv. That will be where we will put Entre Solopreneur Reflections. By the way, if you would like to share your entrepreneurial experience, your solopreneur experience, please let me know, and we'll produce it together, and it will be one of the videos that we will have at Dreaming with Entrepreneurs.tv. I created that. I created that page probably it's probably a year ago. There's 4 videos there right now, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to create these new videos and what kind of graphic I'm going to use. But they're outstanding videos. I did them with friends of mine uh, who have done a lot of videos with me over the years. I very much recommend that you go to dreamingwithentrepreneurs.tv. And once again, if you would like to share your experience in a conversation with me, let me know. Contact me either message me in Facebook or uh, well, I'll tell you what. When you go to dreamingwithentrepreneurs.tv, at the bottom of the page, there is a contact me. A small date. This is David. Here's what's on my mind. Fill out that form. It's 3 lines. Uh, It'll take you 2 minutes to fill it out. Send it. Hit the submit button. I am the only one that will read it, and I will respond accordingly. The other another environment community that we have is smallbizdavid.com. And that's where videos like Grandpa David, What's an Entrepreneur, that's where those kind of, as well, the second part of Grandpa David, What's an Entrepreneur. First one will be for my family special 60-minute, at least 60 minutes. They can last that long. Video for my family, and then from that, I will create um, individual stories. Now that I think about it, those stories that we tell, they might be They might be 4-minute stories. They might be 10-minute stories. They will not last longer than 19 minutes. But if it takes more than 19 minutes, we'll just have to do a second show, a second recording video. And then the last one um, is something more personal to me. I've owned the domain name davidfleopold.com. I do not think there's anything on that page as we speak, but as we move forward, I want to do a lot of videos on the challenges of living alone, the challenges to living alone. Something that I've worked hard at for the last 10 years. But when one lives alone, there's a lot of unique challenges. And in fact, um, my son uh, in New York, just about 2 weeks ago, he asked me a question that was related directly to living alone, with he being in New York and his brother being in Columbus. And so it's a situation that I had to stop and think and make some decisions and set a goal and set an objective, which I've done. And I've shared that goal with my sons, both of them, in a well, I didn't do a video to them, and I haven't had the two of them together since, well, back in July. Who knows when the next time we'll be together? Well, we have done group um, group video chats. One thing that I do, and I guess I got to start planning for it, every New Year's Eve, um, I call a meeting, a get together of the other 9 members of my family. They must attend. And what we do, and actually, I've done it 2 years now, and uh, my children are having a lot of fun with it and starting to understand. Well, while the older grandchildren are, Eloise and Evelyn, but uh, we we go around. Well, we go around the city, if you will, and share with the other members of our family what our um, goals and objectives are going to be for the next year, 2022, and um, how can we help each other achieve those goals and objectives. And uh, as well, actually, I'm really surprised uh, that my sons are getting into it as much as they've got into it. But then the fact that they are now fathers, both of them, it even adds a great. And I watch, well, my maybe this year Max will say his what his first plan is for 2022, and I'm sure Eloise and Evelyn uh, will share. I'll bet Emery, I know Emery will share what her goals are for 2022. So, one last thing that I would like to share with you, and I'm at 19 minutes already. Geez, I did something last night. Uh, if While we're at 19 minutes, so thank you for 19 minutes of your time. Uh, you've heard me talk about this before, but as I am presenting my new project, what my goals and objectives are for tomorrow and the rest of my life, I had an opportunity through an entrepreneurial friend of mine here in Cincinnati, uh, Dr. Charles Matthews. Uh, Chuck started the entrepreneurial department initiative at the University of Cincinnati, and we were trying to remember last evening how long we have um, known each other. Well, it's over 10 years, but we couldn't zero on an exact date, time, year. Doesn't matter. But I've had some really exciting experiences in my life. One November for Global Entrepreneurship Week, Chuck asked me to come into his graduate entrepreneur class. Uh, and I did a live stream from his class about the week in Entrepreneurship Week. It was fun, and I reminded Chuck last night when I saw him that one of my fondest experiences in my life is getting a certificate from his class, thanking me, and they all signed it, and it was dated, and what a wonderful gift I got. What about last night? Actually, I had some interaction with Chuck last week, and it wasn't talking. I'm sure we didn't talk. We emailed back and forth or message, whatever it was. And he said, David, you need to get involved with Startup Cincy Week 2021 with the theme Reimagined. It's a t-shirt. There's, and it's a t-shirt, YouTube. These folks get together, and I really wanted to go to the event last week. It was a 2-hour networking event. It was done outside in Washington Park in downtown Cincinnati, and there were new aspects of Washington Park. It's a renovation project, beautiful project. We were in an area last night that I didn't even know existed. It's an area set off and kind of blocked off, and you can rent the area for private parties, as was last night. And it was a lovely evening. But I wanted to go for a lot of reasons. I wanted to go first and foremost because Chuck thought it would be a good idea for me to go, and it was an opportunity for us to reconnect. We actually haven't been face to face with one another for at least 2 years, so it was really a nice experience last night. And he made a commitment. I made him make a commitment to me last night after he told me what his schedule is for the next 6 weeks, 8 weeks. He's finishing a textbook, and then right when he is done with it, he's taking a group of students to the Middle East. We didn't have time to actually talk what they're going to do there, but working with him, it's going to be something interesting. He does have an international reputation for the things he's done with in the academic part of entrepreneurship. And so I wanted to go. Chuck asked me to go. I wanted to go because being a network event, it was the first time in over 15 years that I actually went to a live networking event for business. I've been online and for all that time and never really left my home for a live network. So that was an exciting experience. The concept, the theme was something obviously Startup Cincinnati. I'm starting something new in Cincinnati. So now that I think about it, I was there. Well, it was fun because I also knew that I was going to probably be the oldest person at the event, which I was. Yay! And a lot of 75% of the audience were millennials who belong to entrepreneurial organizations that got their funding through a whole business network here in Cincinnati. We have a wonderful um, a new business environment. There's a lot of money available for small businesses with good ideas. I am so glad I got an iPhone and a MacBook Pro. You hear it ringing, and as I look over to see who it was, it says a scam is likely. How cool is that? I don't have to answer my phone because it's a scam. Actually, I was kind of expecting a Facebook, a FaceTime with my granddaughters tonight, so that's why I looked over. But be that as it may, I went to this gathering last night. Lots of young folks. I was starting a business, and so I spent the entire day yesterday. The event started at 4:30. I actually went to the event in a Lyft. How cool is that? Not taking a bus, and to take a bus home now, and went to the event, and I prepared this piece to pass out to folks if it was necessary, if the conversation went that way. I have gone to networking events in my past 25, 30, 40 years ago where everybody had a business card and you were passing the business card and spending 10 seconds with that person and moving down the line, speed dating and speed business and that. Well, it was a much different environment last night. A lot of these folks, some of these folks actually compete with one another, but it was a real nice environment. They had this organization called Startup Cincinnati, and it was a nice evening. I prepared this. I wanted to share with you what I prepared. In If you follow me, you've seen a lot of this stuff before. My postcard thanking for 19 minutes of time, and on the back of the postcard, I used this. I had postcards that I had not used in mailings. I've been using a lot of them in the last 18, well, last year I've used, I think I started the postcards a year ago. This, in this corner here, there was a, a QR code that the individual would scan and go to a website then from their phone. I did not want to do that with what I was doing, so I took a I made a copy of my book that I wrote in 2007, and I obviously reproduced it the small size and covered up that area. And then my major theme that I wanted to share with the individuals, I described why I was there, and then I made a major announcement. And then the announcement that I was making was very appropriate for that gathering last evening. And I passed about six of these out last night, so we'll see what happens. But the announcement that I was making, I am searching for an entrepreneurial-minded Gen Xer millennial partner to build the premier marketing and sales enterprise that will be 90% owned by that Gen Xer or millennial, and I will use my skills of the last 50 years to build that company, and so I'm very excited about that opportunity. And then I did a description of what it is that I am, the product, the system that I have developed. You've heard about it. I call it the 2021 Enhanced Customer Care Lifetime Value System. It, the system itself is a 125-day action plan that includes video, printed matter, and media. I provide all those things to that enterprise that wants to install, if you will, this enhanced customer care lifetime value system. We will be creating thousands of customer touch points in these 125 days. I will publish 20 printed booklets. I thought I had some here. They are somewhere. The booklet, well, I know I have one behind. The booklet is something that I did 10 years ago for a project I was doing for myself. I had um, participated in a book project with my mentor, Brian Tracy. And this, as I said, this was about 11 years ago, 11 years ago. There were 32 other people in addition to Brian and myself. He had his chapter, I had my chapter, I was chapter 23. There were 32 other chapters. I took my chapter and I created a mini booklet. And I used these to market myself 10 years ago. And we're going to offer the same concept booklets, 20,000 booklets. The theme would be whatever it is that business enterprise needs for their business. We'll also produce 20,000 postcards. And hopefully, under this theme, the theme has worked for me, and hopefully, we can continue to use that theme. If not, we'll use whatever theme they want to use. I will create also a expert web landing page for them. You know about the web community, web landing page community that I created called yourbusinessexpert.info. It was I created that about a month ago, and I so far, what I did was I bought a bunch of domains from GoDaddy, and they were all .expert domains. So my domain is marketingsales.expert. My friend David Amerlin is intentional.expert. David wrote a book, Intentional. It is getting unbelievable reviews internationally, not just nationally, internationally. He's getting recognized all over the world with the book. We have a page, and then I also created a page with my friend Barbara Weltman. Each page has 3 videos on it. The first video is a discussion between myself and the expert. The second video is a video that they do themselves, 5-minute video, 10-minute video, however long they want it to be. They produce, well, I'll help them produce it if needed. But what I'm doing with David produces a lot of his own bi-weekly material. And each Saturday, I think it is, he emails me or messages me or texts me the new video that he has done for that week. So I grab the URL, and I put it on the page. It's that simple. And that's how we keep the pages lively and current. I will also produce 3 60-minute small business conversations with members of whatever organization. So that's 4, 6, 7. That's 7 videos that are part of the lifetime value system. I will also agree to do a weekly Zoom room for the customers of that enterprise. So together we will create a weekly Zoom room during those 125 days. The enterprise will also be donating 100 scholarships to our New World Institute for Creative Marketing and Sales. And Those scholarships will enable their customers to either learn a very important business skill for themselves that they can use for themselves, or build a business providing the things that we will teach them in the institute, things that I'm doing all the time. That's the concept. So they will learn new marketing and sales skills to use for themselves, or then I am assisting them in starting a business as I have done for myself. And then the final thing that the enterprise will get is, I don't even know how many, but hundreds of mentions powered by that organization, and in all the various things that I'm doing, and with all the videos that I am doing, and the powered by and the mentionings as co-sponsors, whatever words we use, there'll be hundreds of those. So in that 125 days, they'll get a lot of stuff, good stuff. And part of the concept is, on day 126, I will meet with them and their organization, or the individual, whatever, and we will discuss what has happened in the prior 125 days and what next steps ought to be. So that's what we're going to be doing. It's very exciting, and I presented that concept last night, and I don't know, of all the people that took away one of these cards, how many will respond. One very much suggests, so I caught the imagination of all the folks I actually interfaced with. One is way too busy doing his own thing, and but we'll catch up in the future. But it was a wonderful evening. It was a wonderful evening, and I hadn't done it, as I said, done anything like that for over 15 years. So it was a very productive evening. So that's going to be it. Wow, I am just short of two 19-minute thank yous. So thank you for 38 minutes of your time, if you're still with me, us here now. And we will see you the next time, which may very well be the best time. The best time. Mhm.